Hey, we are back. We are the Wrestling Boys. I am Logan.
I'm Goose.
And we are here to.
Well, apparently, as I was going through the news today, I found that ESPN and All Elite Wrestling have inked a deal to show
AEW. It said
pay-per-views and Rampage.
He said it was only in foreign territories.
But it was only in foreign territories. It's in Australia, New Zealand, and the Pacific Islands. Yay.
Interesting.
So
why is it only in those territories and not like the United States?
I think this is first of all, I think this
you think this is leading up to them getting the rights to broadcast
I think this
it
is
in
leading
bigger
up to the
territories.
rights to getting to more territories. I think this is a trial balloon. They want to see before they release it out to the United States, which again, I mean, one of the things I have been pleading with AEW is that they get on a network that's going to give them bigger notoriety. And I'm not saying
they're already on a big network, already on TNT and
but what I'm saying is that you want to be able to how do I say this? You want to get on a streaming service that we can find you.
Yeah.
Because
I mean, like WWE's on Hulu, and that's where we always watch them. But it's like we're always trying to find AEW Dynamite, February 5th, clips, Daily Motion,
Yeah, and so the only place we've been able to find AEW is you do have it on YouTube, but you got to pay for it. And I'm like, and I don't know, but I've always thought YouTube was free, so why would I pay to watch wrestling? This has been the thing. I mean, ESPN does have a streaming service. They are with who? Disney Plus.
Disney Plus, yep.
So you would be able
Maybe this will be... Hey, you can watch AEW Dynamite on Disney Plus.
I don't know about that.
That would be cool.
Well, here's the funny thing, and this is one of the things we haven't talked about. So let's talk about this briefly. That when we were looking at, apparently I guess WWE was going to be sold to the Saudis. And then it wasn't going to be sold to the Saudis.
Thank God.
And we all took a deep breath. Oh, thank you, God. And so nothing has been. So one of the reasons they think that they believe that Vince has come back, back to the board is to negotiate a deal to sell WWE. And so it was like, and you were half joking. You were joking what were you saying? That Disney?
Oh yeah, that's what I thought was funny when I heard that Disney had gotten this deal with AEW because. If you've been watching us for a while back when we were discussing the WWE sale, I was joking. What if Disney bought them? Now Disney is striking up a deal with one of the other biggest wrestling companies. So
what's interesting is that Disney is actually is one of the rumored buyers for WWE, and it's and it goes down a list of who's who. It's Disney is one of the ones that are considered.
I think the other ones were Comcast.
Then you had Tony Khan and his brother, who already own AEW, which I thought would be absolutely hysterically funny because it would be okay, you're gonna
have two companies owned by the same person, still gonna be. It's are they still going to be rivals?
Separate entities or whatever. I thought that was funny. Someone had then brought up, and I don't know if it was a joke, but that that Shane and Stephanie were in the works trying to find a buyer to help them get a buyer to help get WWE, an investor, and they're like, well, and people were joking, Elon, you want to get a wrestling company?
I did hear about that. That would be absolutely absurd. Same guy owns Twitter and WWE.
But it's absolutely crazy because I don't know who's going to buy WWE. Apparently, things have kind of cooled down because there hasn't been any rumors as of lately.
A few weeks ago, it was that was the hottest.
That was the hottest topic.
Who's going to buy WWE? Now that it's kind of mellowed out.
Kind of mellowed out
for the moment,
which is fine. I think what it is it got so much traction that all of a sudden buyers are
I think it was the controversy surrounding the possibility of the Saudis buying WWE. Maybe we should chill back on the selling so we don't get rumors like this out in the ether.
In the ether, yeah, because we don't know where they're going to go. And again, they're just, it was in the same day it was like the Saudis bought WWE, and then 12 hours later, it was like no, that deal has not been finalized. It's not inked. We don't know who's float, and we were like,
What's the truth?
what the hell's going on back there? And then of course it came out of the woodworks of like, yeah, Disney's interested. Which we joked. We were like, you go to Disneyland, you watch the parade, and like, here comes down the parade. And then you
It's John Cena. You just imagine Disneyland. You can get a picture with John Cena and Mickey Mouse.
Yeah.
But next thing you know, the newest ride is going to be the last ride.
It'll be there'll be a new section of the park, the WWE section of the park. Where you get to jump around the ring and pretend you're a wrestler, and then you go like take the last ride. I mean, but it was almost comically absurd, but at the same time we were like, well, I don't have to,
Wouldn't put it past them.
Wouldn't put it past them. And then of course Comcast came out. I heard Paramount, I think, it was also in the mix.
It was all the big entertainment companies were being discussed by them.
Then I heard, when I heard Tony and Shad Khan were in the mix, I was like, oh, that ought to be interesting.
Yeah.
And then of course, again, the rumor was that Shane and Stephanie were teaming up to try to buy the company. That I believe more than anything else. I think they might be looking for an investor to help them, which was again the joke, Elon, you looking to buy a wrestling company? Interesting. I mean, crazily enough, and let's give WWE props. Since Vince has been back, we've luckily been able to know that Triple H is still the one doing the booking.
Still in charge of creative.
He's still in charge of creative. He's still the one doing the booking. I mean, he's even the one that came out and kind of like gave up the ghost when DX was out there for Raw 30. He goes, hey, this booking thing's hard.
Yeah.
So long as Triple H is the one in charge of booking,
I'm all right.
Everything's fine.
That very, very thinly all right.
I mean,
Vince McMahon still being a big part of the company.
And we'll discuss that on the other side of this break because we're going to talk about Elimination Chamber and the interesting wrestlers that are in Elimination Chamber this year. Because I would not have thought some of these guys would be or ladies would be in the Elimination Chamber, but here they are. We're gonna get it, and it's gonna be great. I'm looking forward to it. But going back to the AEW deal. I think this is a trial balloon. I think they want to see how this works. They know that they've got a fan base in Australia and New Zealand and the Pacific Islands because of all the time that many of those wrestlers spent in New Japan being broadcast out to that area. I think, as far as I know, ESPN I think is doing very well for the Disney company. So I think them taking a chance on this would be good. Like we said, WWE, you can find WWE on both Hulu and Peacock. You can get the replays almost the very next day.
Yeah, I think
Hulu.
That's only on Hulu. For some reason, the latest Raw you can find on Peacock is at least like 3 months old.
Yeah. Which I find really weird.
Bizarre.
But I think they've been able to keep it separate by having just, Raw and SmackDown and NXT on Hulu, and then keeping all of the
pay-per-views and everything else.
The pay-per-views and the vintage videos and all the other stuff that they've had on Peacock, which is good. So. Like I said, I think this is a trial balloon. I think they really want to see how this works out. They're only doing Rampage and they're only doing the pay-per-views
So they're
for ESPN.
They're not going to be doing Dynamite?
Dynamite, no.
Okay.
Apparently, that's from what I read. They're not doing Dynamite.
Interesting.
And I think that might be because of the contract they have with TNT.
Oh,
or TBS. I can't remember which. One of the two.
One of the two.
Yeah, I think it has to do with the contract that they have. And again, getting AEW on one of the major streaming services will help them. Will help them, and I think this is the journey they have to go through to get there. I'm just kind of surprised it was ESPN.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, again, you got to kind of think, how is ESPN going to work their programming to get
Mm-hmm.
um,
To air AEW.
AEW, or are they going to strictly do it as a streaming for a streaming platform? In other words, they're not going to show the events live, but they'll show them on the streaming platform. I don't know.
So kind of like Hulu already does, where they don't do it live, but they still have it. But regardless, I think this would be good for AEW because more people will be able to watch it. Because with the increasing cost of cable television, it is not feasible to pay for it.
Yeah.
And if that's the only place you can watch AEW at the moment, that's not good.
Yeah, I tried to watch AEW using the TBS app, and of course TBS was like, "Well,
you have to have a cable
you have to have
provider."
a cable provider," and I'm like,
And I think that's the same thing with all the TV channel apps. Like Disney was the same way with like their Disney Now, and I think it's probably the same thing with NBC and all the other channels. You have to have a cable provider to watch their shows.
And I'm thinking, if I have a cable provider, why would I need the app?
Exactly.
So I don't know. We'll see how it goes. I'm really hopeful to see how this goes, but.